I'm going to take you through a setup now to improve scapular depression and scapular retraction at the same time, effectively setting that shoulder blade back and down. This will be really effective in helping to improve overhead positions. I'm going to use a rig to help this setup. A door frame will work great, any pole, something that's not going to move, that'll provide sufficient resistance for our pails and rails. Now, I'm going to go to a modified quadruped position here. Modified in the sense that this arm, the arm I'm going to work, or shoulder blade I'm going to work, I should say, is going to be pushed up against the rig. What I'm going to do now is, using this rig as an immovable force, kind of lean forward, forcing my shoulder blade to both depress and retract. Now from this position, after 90 seconds of sustained stretch and just holding this position, my PAILs effort will be to push the rig as though I'm trying to push my arm through the rig, push the rig away from my body. The rails effort will be to pull, contract all those tissues down below that shoulder blade and pull it down, almost as though I'm trying to touch my shoulder blade to my hip over here. I'm pulling it back, pulling it down, to further down the back. So here I am, 90 seconds of sustained stretch, PAILs effort, starting to push the rig away, low effort at first, 10% force, increasing to 30% force, increasing to 50%, going to radiate, brace. I'm pushing the earth away with this hand that's planted on the ground. I'm squeezing through my butt, my core, my thighs. I'm tense. I'm increasing now, 70% effort, pushing this rig away. 90%, strongest, safest effort, driving, holding, holding, holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting for a moment. Now I'm going to start to squeeze those tissues, my lat, my rhomboids, those muscles, all around and below that shoulder blade. I'm going to squeeze and I'm going to try to pull that shoulder blade further down the back there, barely hovering my hand off the rig. Rails effort, contraction, holding, 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 and release. Now, for the car setup in the same position, we're going to use the rig to help kind of lock the arm out, elbow stays locked out, hand is gripping the rig, but that shoulder blade can move all about the rib cage and work nice, clean cars from this overhead position. So, like such, I'm going to start in this position. I'm starting with my shoulder blade retracted and depressed. I'm going to elevate, pushing it up, pushing into the rig effectively, pushing my body away from the rig. I'm now going to protract the scapula, moving it forward around that rib cage. Now depressing the scapula, retracting, pulling it up toward the ceiling, elevating, pushing that rig away, depressing. Said that the wrong way. Now for these scapular cars, we're going to use the rig again. My hand's going to hold on to the rig. That scapula can move in big circles around that rib cage, kind of locked in place and effectively in overhead position. So I'm going to start fully depressed and retracted here. I'm going to elevate the scapula, moving it forward here, kind of up toward my shoulder. Now I'm going to protract the scapula, moving it toward the front of the ribs. Now we're going to depress the scapula, retract, elevate, protract, depress, retract, elevate, protract, and I'm going to reverse by retracting, depressing, protracting, elevating, retracting, depressing, protracting, elevating, and for as many rep sequences as feels pretty good there. In so doing, we're going to help to improve the way the scapula can move about the rib cage in an overhead position.